What is up? Welcome in, my button mashers. It is, of course, me. I guess that's the vernacular. It is I, NatesLegend. Joined here today, again, as always, by the one and only Mr. Doodly-Doo. Scott, how are you doing today? Let's unmute Scott for you gotta unmute yourself.
There you go. Hi. I'm doing good. Yeah.
All right,
I'm
fantastic.
doing good. Hi. How's it going? How are you doing, Nate?
Oh man, I'm exhausted. You and I had an opportunity to hang out this weekend, both being fully vaccinated. Go get your vax, guys. We were able to attend a rugby game this weekend, so we're both a little bit exhausted. It was a good game. Your first game, right?
Yeah.
First introduction. Tell us about the game a little bit. I know this is not really a sports podcast, but tell us about the game. What'd you think?
So, I mean, I thought I was going to have a much harder time following what was happening because I'm not familiar with rugby, but it's actually pretty straightforward of a sport, honestly.
Pretty intuitive, right?
And a lot of fun. There are different ways that they bring the ball in, they launch the guy up, like bring him up in the air, have him catch it. I could watch that all day. That was awesome.
Yup.
And the scrums, dude. It's Warrior scrum time.
It's Warrior scrum. We dominated. Okay, yeah, it was a great introduction. I'm so glad you're able to. Utah Warriors, by the way, if anybody's interested in, checking out rugby, MLR. Anyway, all right, we'll stop our plug there because I don't know why we're doing it other than, I'm wearing their jersey or their shirt.
It was free.
It was great. It was fantastic. All right, y'all. We are also joined today by some fantastic guests. We're going to bring them on here one at a time. We are joined by the one and only Mr. Jay Moore. How you doing today? Oh, man, I think I forgot. Oh, hang tight, guys. I think I fixed this. Are you guys ready for this? I'm pretty sure I fixed our
3, 2.
Nope.
Oh,
I don't think it's gonna go, y'all.
early.
It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. I tried to get everything up and running again, and it's just not.
Can I just make the sound effects off?
There it is.
Hey.
Can you guys hear that? Oh, I think I got it. Y'all.
We have sound effects again.
Love it. I think we have our. I'll have to check in post. Hopefully, everybody can hear that because, yeah, no one could hear it the last few weeks, but it cut all of you guys out for me, so I couldn't hear you guys, and then all I could hear is it was such a nightmare.
The best part was though, I could hear the sound effects. I could hear the sound effects.
Oh,
so it happened for me. It was fun.
Oh, that's weird. I'm wondering if I'll have to check post again, but we'll check it out. Jay, how have you been? What you been up to? It's been a while.
It has been a while, guys. I am so glad to be back. I am sorry I have been off the airwaves for a while. I have been hustling for my family and working, and work has kind of taken over. But I'm glad to be back. So
good. We're happy to have you.
We missed you, man.
I missed you guys.
So we'll be bringing you on, kind of doing more of a rotating thing with you, and we'll be bringing you on as kind of a guest more so. We want to make sure that you're able to take care of your family, your mental health, your everything. So at this point, I mean, we're just happy to have you on anytime we can. It's going to be great. So we do have one more guest we're going to bring on today. We have the one and only, of course, Mr. Duke Mumford. Jeremy, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Oh, I mean, we're all great. Good. Great introductions. Y'all have fantastic
times. Yeah.
I'm so excited to have you guys here. Now, Jeremy, you asked to come on when you found out what the episode was, and I'm super excited that you did. We love having you on. Tell us a little bit about your channel at this point. Chance to kind of plug yourself. What do you have going on?
Sure. Well, if you can't tell, guitars are kind of a big deal for me. My channel right now, my Twitch channel is pretty much just guitar playing through the game Rocksmith, which is like Guitar Hero, but with a real guitar. So that's a lot of fun. And sometimes I do like improv and like jazz and all kinds of things. So that's pretty much what I do on Twitch, and YouTube is games, although I've been taking a bit of a break from it because, as it turns out, making videos is time consuming. And I don't know about you guys, but my summer has been crazy busy, and I think it's as a reaction to last summer where people couldn't do anything, and so now this summer every weekend there's like something.
Yeah.
So,
it's very much that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very much. Everybody's expecting so much. Like you have to put so much time into everybody now because like, oh, you can. So yeah, I get that. It's great times though. I mean, things are kind of going back and it's gonna be good. Well, we're super excited to have you on here. Guys, I gave you a quick think about it question. Now, this one I think is going to end up being really fun, and I'm hoping that my idea is going to be fairly original, but based off Doodle's reaction, I'm wondering if he has a similar thought, but we'll see. So, break it down one at a time. If you could create a Super Smash Bros. Style game, right? You're throwing everybody in there. Who would you put in this game? We're branching out. You can do video game characters, TV, movies, you name it. If you want to see them in a Smash style brawl, who would you choose? Now, I'm going to go ahead and start with Jeremy. Mr. Duke, who would you have? What would you bring into this game?
It's funny that you asked this question because once I was talking about Nickelodeon Super Smash Brothers, I guess, with a friend, and he's like, you know,
may or may not have been influence.
Yeah. My friend was like, you know what would be cool is if we had something for Cartoon Network and Adult Swim. And I'm like, oh man, that is a great idea. Like, that'd be cool to have like Dexter's Lab and Johnny Bravo, but then you have Rick and Morty, you know, Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Like, I don't know. I know there's like two very different things, but I still think that would just be amazing.
Yeah,
I want to see Morty fight. I want to see Morty fight a milkshake. I really do. I feel like that's in everyone's best interest.
I would have to. I would have to.
Or Rick fighting a Powerpuff Girl.
Oh yes, please. Or Mojo Jojo, bring him in.
All of them. Just that's a fantastic answer. I like that. Very nicely done. Nicely. All right. Let's keep it rolling. Jay, what are your thoughts? What would you create?
I don't know. I don't know if I want to take it away from Scott because I think Scott has the same idea I do. But since we're doing anything, I was like, why don't we pit Wendy's against Ronald McDonald versus the Chalupa dog versus
food, man.
versus Arby's versus Burger King. I came across this post on Facebook, and I don't know if you guys seen it or not. If you look at my Facebook, you'll see that there are pictures of all the characters, and they're like, you know, a Street Fighter Battle Royale type deal. So I'm like,
I think I have seen this.
Yeah, that would be kind of sick to see Wendy's go up against a Chalupa dog. You know what I mean? Or, you know what I'm saying? Like that would be lit. Or Burger King going up against Ronald McDonald. Like
you can get the Utah DLC. Try to find an Arctic Circle mascot.
Arctic Circle.
Where they just launch fry sauce.
Are we limiting this just to fast food, or are we doing like just corporate mascots? Right? Like
I would say within that picture, it was all corporate mascots. So you had
corporate.
Arby's,
Okay. Because we could throw Panda Express in there as well. They have their
Pandas in there. They had the panda and everything.
I'm here for it.
He literally looked like Poe, but a better version of it.
That's
fun. Basically just put Poe in there. I love it. All right, Doodles, what about you? What are your thoughts?
I feel bad. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna start with I feel bad because your guys' ideas are fun, and I went full smart ass, and I decided I wanted to cast Bruce Willis in my Smash game. I thought it was weird that you guys thought you had the same idea as me when I just wanted to bring Bruce Willis into this.
You just wanted. Okay,
I just want Bruce Willis, and then like the skins. Let me walk you through because I've been thinking on this. I have some skin ideas that we can bring into the game where you unlock them as you play as Bruce Willis. You have your Die Hard skin. You know, that's kind of a fun thing. Shout out to the action movies. Sixth Sense skin. So that's kind of cool. You know, you could be a therapist, and that's cool. And then there's the Sin City skin where you're exclusively in black and white, and that one's cool too. So that's what I was thinking.
Especially if they put like Spider-Man effects on that, right? Like, that'd be really cool. Okay,
I feel it. You got the Armageddon skin.
You got the Armageddon skin.
You got the
Ben
red
Affleck
skin.
comes out and does the clothesline.
Yeah, you got the red skin.
Wait, did we say Fifth Element?
For Retired Extremely Dangerous, which I just watched last night.
Say what, Jeremy? Sorry.
We say Fifth Element. Fifth Element.
Oh yeah,
that'd be a great one.
Oh yeah,
that would be okay. That would be the ultimate right there.
You know, I scrolled past Fifth Element when I was listing movie names, and I didn't bring it on, and I don't know why I didn't. I'm mad at myself. That's great.
Okay, you're actually not that far off of my. I have two thoughts. Okay, one of them is not that far off, and you'll understand why if you know this show. Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I want to see all the characters of Brooklyn Nine-Nine duke it out. And so to have you say Bruce Willis, not that far off, totally a DLC character that could be thrown in there in some capacity. There you go. Second one I thought was sports mascots. Ooh. So like NBA, NFL,
MLB.
MLB, Utah Warriors have a mascot. Like hockey, all of them, just like giant brawl of sports, just sports mascots.
Dude, I would like to see an Oregon Duck do like a missile drop kick. Like I think that would be really cool.
Right.
Yeah, I think it'd also be it fit in as a good mode in like WWE as well. Just pick your mascot and like you get to have mascots going up against each other. So I think that'd be. I think it's doable. And I think those were all fantastic answers, guys. That really was.
What was your first answer again, Nate? What was the first one you
Brooklyn
said?
Nine-Nine. Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
I can so see Andre Brower's character after every good special. Vindication. I can see it.
Yes, I'm just imagining like all of the different skill sets that you could equip to it, right? Like Jake has this curse that randomly things just go bad for you, and like you just can't. Your buttons just freeze up for half a second because that's just the luck Jake has. You have special abilities from Rosa where she can like ride her motorcycle across the map and just like nail you. Like
I like that. Can I do another one? I think I have another one I just thought of. Can I do another one?
Let's do it.
Right, I just want to. You know how they have DC versus Mortal Kombat? I just want The Office UK versus US, and that's kind of I would like to see that game.
All right, I'm here for it. I
like it.
I like it. All right, guys, let's keep things rolling. Fantastic conversation, and I absolutely love it. We are going to go ahead and move to our, not so breaking news. Woo! All right. All right. So, guys, a few things today. We're going to start with some game delays, I think, because that's the beginning of all of our shows at this point. I don't have a womp womp, or else I would. All right, guys. No, seriously. Delays. So, F in chat. All right, guys. So we have specifically Rainbow Six Extraction that has been delayed. They pushed that back January 2022 is what they're aiming for. I'm excited for it. I think the only thing that puts me off with it personally is the fact that also Riders Republic is being pushed back, which is another Ubisoft game. So they kind of announced two on the same day. Wow. Not too bad. Okay, so Riders Republic is basically moving from September to October. Like that one's not a bad delay, and it's just kind of hard to continue to see these. What are your guys' thoughts? Are these games that you guys were looking forward to? Is it heartbreaking at all to have these delayed? What are your thoughts?
Why don't you take this one, Jeremy?
Any one of you. Go ahead. Yeah, any one of you. Go ahead.
I don't know. I mean, I wasn't really, truth be told, I don't care for Rainbow Six or Tom Clancy games in general. They're way too sweaty. So for me, it just doesn't work for me. It's a very high skill cap, and I'm not willing to put the time in.
Okay.
Riders Republic does look kind of cool, but that's like the downhill mountain biking game, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, that's not really something I'm like super interested in.
Skiing, everything it looked like. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I mean that like downhill mountain biking isn't really something I'm super interested in. So neither one of these is like too shocking to me, I suppose. Mm-hmm. Although I do worry whenever I see a game delayed by like a month, I now just associate it with Cyberpunk I'm like, oh, it's a Cyberpunk delay.
Cyberpunk
We're taking a little
Cyberpunk
month
delay.
to tighten it up, and that month becomes we're gonna take another 2 or 3, and then we're just gonna release an unfinished game. Hopefully that's not the case.
Hopefully,
Well,
and
with Riders Republic isn't Rider? You said it was a Ubisoft title.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, because they just did that big announcement with Assassin's Creed. So I'm wondering how much of their resources are going towards that versus this project itself.
That's true. That is true.
So-
Which we never talked about that here, did we? Assassin's Creed. I don't think we ever brought it up. I think it totally. We'll have to. I haven't even done much research on it. I completely forgot that they announced it. We'll do an Assassin's Creed update here in a little bit.
To be continued, right?
Yeah, to be
It
continued.
is not
Actually,
so
it's a lot
news.
more right
Not
now.
so much
It
news.
is not so
We're good.
news. Yeah, right. Not breaking news.
My thoughts on it is I'm okay with it. I am a Tom Clancy fan.
Okay.
I am still in love with Rainbow Six Vegas 1 and 2. And if they need the time to get it right, then I think I'm okay with it. I would rather them get it right than, again, like Jeremy said, it's technically a Cyberpunk 2077 type deal.
Release.
As far as Riders Republic, I'm not much of a mountain biker guy, but I would give it a shot, and I actually had high hopes for that game, so I'm definitely hoping to see that come through, and I hope that this new Tom Clancy's game, the Rainbow Six, was it Extraction, I believe?
Extraction.
I hope it brings back those elements of Rainbow Six Vegas, but the only difference is you get to play with your friends instead of using the AI. That's something that I wish they would have did with Rainbow Six Vegas 2 on PS3. We did not get that, so
yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Well, we do have one more game that was delayed again, and I'm sad. This is the heartbreaking one. This one hurts. God of War pushed back again, which
now that one hurts.
That one, this is not my game. Okay, you got Dave Chappelle at this point. Y'all got any more of that game, God of War? Y'all got any more of that God of War?
Y'all got any more of them God of War games?
More of that God of War. Like I just want to know. I want it. I want it so bad, and I feel so greedy and so entitled, like asking for it and being upset by it, right? But like. Stop delaying the game. What do you guys think? I know we're all super excited for the game here, and throw a comment out here. We got some hearts in the chat. Hi. All right, fantastic. Sorry, get everybody thrown up there. But yeah, what are your thoughts on God of War at this point in time? Like it continues to get pushed back. What where are we at with this? What are your guys' thoughts? Let's start with Jay this time.
I'm actually okay with it, to be honest. I know I keep saying it, but I'd rather them get it right. I'd rather them get the ray tracing right. I'd rather them get their graphics right. The gameplay, the dynamics, the feel of it. And you got to remember, when the first one came out, we were using this. You know what I mean? Now we're going to be using this. So I would. All right. Well, I'm only.
No, you know what? Jay's getting muted because he's bragging about having.
First, you're using this.
Oh, look at that! Oh no, Scott got muted because he's bragging about having a PS5. Oh no! Oh no!
My controller's too far away. But
is it? Oh no! Hi guys. So this is my show now. Oh, Jay, no, you can't. Cheating. This is my show now. I'm the only one here. Yeah, I want to point out, I have to, while they're muted and before they
cannot be silenced.
No, hang tight. I have one thing to say, y'all. Okay, so this is my show. I'm the one that's supposed to be able to talk about video games, and I'm the only one sitting here with no PS5, no next level anything. I'm the one like, all right, we'll unmute everybody now. I love you all, but
wow,
Jay, what were you saying? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's fine, man. I'm just joking. No, I was just saying the difference in the control feel might be a thing that they also have to work on because they're going to a different console. So that's why I brought up the PS4 controller, and then you have the PS5 DualSense controller. It's just going to be a little bit. I don't know that I'm still getting used to the triggers. I've only had my PS5 for about a week, so compared to what I was doing when I was using my DualShock compared to the DualSense. It's gonna take some getting used to, you know what I mean? So the controls could be a little bit different too. They could be adding on something different. That's the only reason why, Nate, I brought on my PS5.
I know.
I didn't bring it on here. I did not bring it on here to stun. I'm not a stunner. I'm not.
No, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. And no, so speaking of controllers, I'm gonna tangent for just a second here. Did you guys see the comment from Phil Spencer, I think is his name, Xbox head, talking about how the DualSense is inspiring them. Some people are thinking that has to do with like the way that it feels. I'm thinking more like technology. I mean, the DualSense, that the triggers that they have and like how they're running all of that. I think that's something they're more interested in versus like the look of the controller personally. But I would love to see that move over into Xbox as well. So
I have to call Phil Spencer out on bullshit, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because they have the Xbox Elite 2 controller, and that thing is magnificent. I don't care what anyone says. I thought the first one was good. I mean, that was the damn near gold standard. But that Elite 2, come on, man.
That's fair. Fair.
Get out of here. No, get out of here. You want to sit here and say PlayStation? PlayStation gave us a PlayStation style Xbox controller, pretty much.
Yeah. Okay, so you're saying that PlayStation feels more Xbox. That's what you're saying. Like it feels like
controller wise
weird.
Yeah.
I will say having used both, like, so I'm primarily a PC gamer. Like my PS5 has largely been collecting dust because, well, frankly, there's no new games. But I started playing Days Gone today just because I'm like, I should probably use this thing. I primarily game on an Xbox controller because as much as I love the PS5 controller, the Xbox controller is ergonomically superior.
It's sound.
Yes, like it is.
Yeah. But I also don't think it's necessarily a bad thing if they want to borrow technology, imitate technology or whatever, or innovate, I guess, because competition is good for everyone. Everyone wins with competition. If the Xbox Elite 3 is made better because of the PS5 controller, then everyone wins.
Exactly.
Oh yeah. Oh, 100%. I don't believe in the console war personally. The end goal is to have all of these consoles, all of these, whatever systems. I want to own them all because they all bring something unique and different. I mean, that's synonyms, but like they all bring something different to the table and they all are fun to play in their own way. So I don't get the hate on each one. I don't understand. Competition, as you said, is it's best for everybody. Video games win in the end, and that's what we want. We want video games to win. So I agree with you 100% on that one.
Good point.
Gotta love it. Ooh, I love the tangents. That was such a deep tangent, guys. That was wonderful. I love it. We'll come back.
Sometimes Phil Spencer pisses me off.
No, nothing wrong. I mean, yeah, they always seem to know the exact right words to say at all times, right? Like, anyway. All right, we do have some more not so breaking news. News that happened around the week here. Steam Deck. So Valve announced the Steam Deck. It is essentially a handheld gaming PC. It rivals the Switch, essentially. As much as it's a PC, I mean, it's essentially a new console that we're getting. Interesting stuff. Did you guys have a chance to look it up and kind of see what it looked like? I
watched the keynote, the presentation. I thought it was actually pretty good idea.
I think it's pretty.
I still have a lot of questions about it though. Is this going to be cloud based or what? You know what I mean?
Right?
Like, for it to run with the graphics that it's supposedly supposed to be having and all that stuff. I mean, if you're putting it in a handheld thing that looks like a Nintendo Switch,
Yeah.
They have cartridges. You know what I mean? Like.
Right. So let's talk about let's talk about the specs for a second here then. Okay. So it's a 7-inch screen, which again, the Switch OLED 7-inch, it rivals that. We're looking at 1280 by 800 resolution, 60 hertz LCD screen, and a 16 gigabyte RAM. So, I mean, first off, I just want to point out the RAM is awesome to be able to put that much into just this small of a device. 64 gigabytes of storage, $399. 625. I put way too many numbers in there. 625 is going to be $529. That's so not right. It's fine. But 256. That's the one I'm looking for. I put an extra
256 gigs.
That's what I was looking at. All right. Woo, that's on me, guys. I can't type.
So then that has no more storage than this.
Not really, no.
Yeah.
So, and then you can also get the 650 version for $512.
512 gigabytes for $650. So,
yeah,
I mean, options, sure, but definitely still expensive. And I do want to point out as well, it also can't run your entire Steam library. I know it says that you can, but it is announced games like Apex can't run on it. Some of the heavier games. So keep that in mind. It will potentially get there, but as of launch, it won't necessarily do all games. So. What are your guys' thoughts? Okay, so memory. Jay, you said you had a question as well, so about the specifically storage, right? So
yeah,
going over those memories. I mean, yeah, it doesn't have much more than a phone. Do you think that you're going to be expected to store your games on this, or do you think they go cloud? What are your thoughts there?
I would like to.
Every time. It's okay. It's fine. He's our littlest fan. All right, no worries. We're gonna go ahead and move over. Jeremy, what you also had something to say. Go ahead. What were your thoughts?
Yeah, so I think the Steam Deck's like super interesting. As someone that's like heavily invested into PC gaming, like to see something like this is super cool. I do think I think in terms of performance, it'll be really good. It is using like an AMD APU, which is essentially more or less what the PlayStation 5 and Xbox One Series X use. They use an AMD APU. I think it's a little lower powered for handheld purposes.
Like the handheld, yeah.
But I mean, they're talking about being able to run Control, and Control is like one of the most like graphically intensive modern PC games. So if it can run Control and Doom Eternal and like some of the games they're talking about, like this is some pretty serious hardware.
It really is. And that's why I think that this is just a temporary thing, right? Where they say, we can't run like this specific game right now. It's got to be a specific reason why, and not an overarching like, it's not capable, right? So hopefully speaking, you're dead on the money there.
Well, I mean, and another thing too that I think is really important, it's like, $650. It seems like a lot for a handheld, but when you consider that it has a 512 gigabyte NVMe SSD, the AMD APU, the 16 gigs of RAM, to get that in a gaming laptop, you'd be looking at $1,000 most likely about $1,000, and that thing would be like 8 pounds and as thick as a textbook. Whereas like this thing is handheld, it's less than a gaming laptop. And they probably have about similar battery life. Like this is in all like in everything but name a gaming laptop.
Yeah, I'm here for it. I love this whole concept. I keep in mind, guys. So Doodles, we'll get your opinion on this here in just a second. I apologize. I've kind of diverted a lot. So at work, I have an hour-long lunch, and I spend a lot of my time like reading, which is fun, but it's not what I want to do every day. So I don't really like the Switch. I don't have any games for my Switch. I don't want to bring a controller to work every day just to play, cloud-based games. Because to bring up Jay's point, we'll loop back to it with the cloud-based. Hey, Jay, there he is. We'll go ahead and throw this back up here for us. Oh, we do still have our names. So, oh my goodness. And suddenly my ADHD has kicked in, and I forgot the entire bit of conversation that was.
We were talking about the Switch and your opinions on it.
Yes, I appreciate it. So I don't have I don't have or I have extra time in the middle of the day to kind of play or do something, and I get kind of my own free time. So this is what I want, you know, jump in, play a game or two of Rocket League, just have my, you know, whatever, connect, whatever. And like, this is what I want. This is what I want. And I'm really excited to,
as far as
I'm going to put this at the top of my list. Go ahead, Doodles.
As far as like mobile games go, it does seem like it is a turn in the right direction. The Switch was a great console. I enjoyed the Switch. You play Hyrule Warriors on it. That game is amazing. It's super fun. You know, Breath of the Wild, all these games. But the problem is there's not all these titles that is going to come out with the Steam Deck. So, I mean, it feels better, but like, you know, we've already talked about with the memory, I'm not sure how it's going to run. So I'm curious about that.
Yes. So let's loop back to that since we have Jay back here. The memory. So we talked about, you know, how much storage it actually has. Now, the fact that they're releasing multiple versions with more and more memory tells me that like there's likely an install option. Whether it's the main storage versus, you know, doing cloud-based, which we mentioned it a moment ago. So we have Xbox that has their cloud-based games you can play on your phone, right? I'm wondering if it's going to be a hybrid where you can download some games that you want to be able to play offline, or, you know, you're going out and about, whatever else. And then when you're at home connected to your Wi-Fi, whatever else, then you have more access to your, say, Rocket League, Fortnite, whatever, you know, whatever. I don't know, Fortnite doesn't come from Steam, but whatever, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm wondering if it's a hybrid, and I'm hoping that it is. That in my opinion would be great. Jay, what were your thoughts on it though?
I actually kind of agree with that. You know, if they do a type of hybrid type deal, I think that would be worth it. You know what I mean? Because then that just answers all of my questions right then and there. Was the memory, and can you install games on the actual console itself, or can you only have a certain number of amount at a time? You know, like when the PS4 first came out, we only had 500 gigs, you know what I mean? And that took up like only 3 games you could keep on there, you know what I mean? Like, so you got an external drive, you know what I mean? Like something like that is something that I would like to, you know, make sure that if I'm going to do that, okay, cool. If I have an external drive that I can put something on there, then fine, you know, I should be good to go. And honestly, that's my only gripe with it. Other than that, I think this new console coming out is actually a pretty decent idea, because then that way you don't have to lunge around your laptop if you don't need to. You know what I mean? Like, it kind of helps save on space and traveling and stuff like that. You want to play games on the go.
So much. It's way more compact, way more portable.
Definitely better than packing up my PlayStation to take wherever I'm going. That's for sure. Yeah.
Right.
Jeremy, need to bring back a PSP.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's something like that. Good. Jeremy, go ahead, Jeremy.
So in terms of storage, apparently all models are going to have high-speed micro SD card slot, so you could get like a U-class SD card, and you know it'll probably play games pretty, you know, like as well as a Switch does. It doesn't look like the memory is meant to be replaced or upgraded. It's probably soldered onto the board. So basically you're stuck with whatever internal storage, but you know that doesn't mean you can't go buy like a terabyte micro SD card slot. And it does appear that they're going to allow remote play from your Steam library. So if your gaming PC is on, you could stream games from your gaming PC to your Steam Deck.
Fantastic.
That's awesome.
I do wonder too, like if the reason there's only certain games is because some of these games are going to be Steam Deck optimized. Which also makes me wonder too if they're going to be smaller in terms of storage, because PC gaming is it's out of control in terms of like install sizes, like Call of Duty.
200 gigs to download Call of Duty. I didn't even get it done in time because of how big it was.
I was telling you, bro. I was like, dude, all week you got to start on Monday, and then you do it on Tuesday too, and then you go on Wednesday and check it again.
Goodness!
It's pretty massive.
Yeah, that's fair. Man. That's fair.
Call of Duty we have bane of my existence.
Right. We do have one more topic to get to just real quickly here before we get to Spider-Man Miles Morales. Yay! All right. So Netflix kind of came out with a announcement this week. They are going to be. Oh, you know, actually, I'm going to throw this up here. Hey, PermaHub. Hello. Thank you. We appreciate it. Words of
thank you so much for watching.
There, making me feel good. Thank you for watching. All right. Anyway, Netflix with the announcement this week, we have they're announcing they're joining the video game world. I guess I don't know why at this point. I did not do too much investigation. I used to work for Netflix. I'm not, for anybody that, so I see them pop up and I kind of ignore them. Not that I don't love their streaming service, but I don't pay attention to them.
Are they going to mail me video games like they used to?
That's my question. Anybody have a chance to look this up? Have any of you guys actually seen kind of what the announcement entailed?
This is honestly the first I've heard of it.
I think
today I'm hearing about this. Yeah,
I think they're going to stream games to your TV.
I think it's going to be a streaming service.
Like Google can. Well, before Stadia, Google did that. So, I mean, I think it'll be the same thing, and you just you can probably play on I bet you they'll create a companion app and you use your phone to play. Like that's your controller. Ooh. And if they do that, that's pretty genius. I do wonder, what kinds of games we're getting. I can't imagine you're going to play, Horizon Zero Dawn through Netflix, but
that'd be dope if you could though.
If you could play Hades through Netflix, I mean that'd be pretty neat.
My question is, what is their definition of video games? Is it like the Black Mirror Choose Your Own Adventure series? Is that what they're calling the video games? Where you choose your path?
I think there are a few different directions this could go because, and I'm just going to point this out before I go on my little rant here, okay? So they did hire former EA exec Mike Verdu to head the project. So it isn't, so first off, EA execs, yay. Anyway, but it is he's an executive over a video game producing company, right? It's not just a video game delivery service. So this could be we want to release games that are already made by everybody else and basically put it up as basically Netflix for video games. It could be we're going to start making video games, right? We have the technology. We're going to start making them, producing them, sending them out. And then at that point, they would have to create their own, kind of like what Epic has in Steam. And they're going to have their own library, their own basically installer and deliver it that way and become their own. So they could either be a streaming service or a producing company, and I guarantee they're going to try both at the same time and it's going to fail.
Or we're bringing back all the great games from the DVDs we played as kids, like Surf Ninjas, when you had the memory game. Yeah. We could do that and put them into the add-ons for the movies.
That, I mean, not wrong. Okay,
it's not a great idea. I just said it. I mean,
that throws me down a rabbit hole because I want a rabbit hole. Do you guys remember the old I don't want to say Java games, but essentially Java games, but Cartoon Network's old game, the Teen Titan game where you were chasing Mephisto. So y'all, I don't know why that's what came to mind, but I would so be down if they wanted to bring that sort of game back, right? Not necessarily Java, but those old school, you haven't thought about in years upon years, like they do with their streaming service where they put
kind of like Super NES's Turtles in Time or something like that, right?
Yeah, silly games that just you haven't thought about in a while. That would be really cool. Yeah. Kind of sorry, I know that's kind of tangent to what you actually said, but anyway. Yeah, let's move on. Let's go ahead, guys. We are gonna hit our main topic at this point in time. All right, we're gonna try to do this as simultaneously as possible, but it's not gonna work. Nope. Oh, Spider-Man Miles Morales, and we got our background up. Y'all, this is our follow-up to last week's episode of Spider-Man. We had Chaz join us last week. Great episode. If you get the chance, definitely go check it out. This is fun. I enjoyed myself anyway.
Words were said. It was cool.
Words were said. We talked about things. Okay, so guys, Spider-Man, Miles Morales. Ultimately, the game was developed by Insomniac, just like its predecessor. It was published by Sony for the PS4 and the PS5. In fact, it was announced at the PS5 reveal event in June of 2020. And then, of course, it released on November 12th of 2020. So pretty quick turnaround from announcement to release. Seems like it follows up with its predecessors pretty well. It's still an open world game. You still have full control over where you go, and it's all of Manhattan still. Is it just Manhattan? Is it or all of New York? Anybody got the answer for that one?
I'm not a geography New York guy, but it's got like the Spider-Man thing. Yeah,
I believe it's just Manhattan for right now.
I think it's just Manhattan, right? Yeah. All right. Nonetheless, okay, guys. So from there, open world, third person, just like the first one. Essentially, we pick up Miles Morales has been training under Peter Parker. He's been training for a while now. He's really mastered his abilities for the most part, or is at least close to mastering. But I'm gonna go ahead. No spoilers. We want to try to keep this as spoiler free as possible. Doodles, I'm gonna let you take over as the Miles Morales host now, because I'm just talking for the sake of talking at this point, guys. Sorry, I'm not gonna be able to stop for a second. I have not had a chance to play this game yet. I am still in the middle of playing Spider-Man, but y'all have at least come close, if not completed it. Correct?
Which I am I'm trying to keep in consideration on my. I want to say,
we got to keep this spoiler free as possible.
I have beaten the first game as well.
100%. The first game as well. Okay,
100%.
All right. And you played it, Jeremy. You played it at launch, right? That's what you said.
Yeah, I played Miles Morales, then I played the original one remastered right after it.
Okay,
so
all right. So did a little backward there. And nothing wrong. It takes me 2 months to play Spider-Man, and I'm just still on the first one. So hey,
I played the original. I played the PS4 version like when it came out too, but with the PS5 they released a slightly revised version of it, and by that I mean new Peter Parker. So I had to I had to know
Peter Parker. What?
Yeah.
I
mean, truth be told, the original Peter Parker model didn't look all that. I don't know.
He wasn't all that.
I got used to it, man. I got used to it.
Quickly.
I mean, you get used to it, but yeah, he looks weird.
Yeah, he looks. I don't like the hunch that he does when he's just randomly walking. He's just like, I don't know. All right, Doodles, we're gonna go ahead and pass it over to you. Tell us about what's going on in the game, the basic plot. What's happening?
All right, so essentially, Miles Morales has had his event happen where he becomes the Spider-Man, and Peter has started to train him. He hasn't quite mastered his abilities yet. He's very much a novice Spider-Man at the beginning of the game. But he learns very quickly. And I mean, if you're playing the opening scene, you know what I mean. He gets in a rough situation and he finds a way out of it. But so he starts out just learning as his tutor. I mean, as his student. And then Peter has to go away. Peter has a trip that he has to go on with Mary Jane. Can't remember. It's Silver Sable's, where Silver Sable was. They're going over there.
Okay.
And then, so that leaves Miles alone. And then right after it leaves, you meet the new bad people in the first scene. with Roxxon, and you're just trying to figure out what's happening there, and it's man, I don't know how much more I want to start with the opening.
That's perfect.
I don't know how much more I want to go in with story because I'm going to get into something and I don't want to.
I mean, there's trailers.
Jeremy, go ahead.
There's trailers that show the two factions. There's trailers that show his and that pretty much everyone that cares about Spider-Man saw Into the Spider-Verse. So to me, it seems like it's fair to talk about his powers, like his unique powers, but that's just my opinion on it.
No, it's true. Okay, so he has.
That's fair.
Yeah, they call them his Venom abilities. His best friend comes up with the name and he likes it. And do we want to talk about our favorite Venom abilities yet, or do we want to get back to that later?
No, we'll hang tight on which ones are our favorites
right.
in a moment.
I would say wait because I don't want to spoil it. You know what I mean?
I don't think an ability.
Where were Jay? Did you say you beat Miles Morales? Did you say you got through it?
No, I beat the first one, and I am 31% complete on Miles Morales.
Okay. So you want to tell us some of your thoughts on your experience of the game so far?
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead, Jay.
So far, I'm enjoying it. I think the thing that really stands out to me, besides my son's tablet, is the soundtrack. Is what really drives me. Normally when I play video games, I turn the music off so I can hear everything. But this time I decided, well, one, I got it with my PS5. So I'm trying to juggle how to do things compared to how I would do them on my PS4. Right. So I'm still trying to juggle that. But since I heard the soundtrack, it really just enticed me and it made me feel like I was from New York. And I'm born and raised in California. I live in San Diego. You know what I mean? So like this gave me that vibe. Like I've been listening to like Jay-Z and Biggie forever. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the vibe I get from it. The gameplay, the dynamic, the swinging is completely different. Me personally, it's completely different than Peter Parker, and I'm glad that I can differentiate the difference between Peter Parker and Miles Morales. They did a real good job separating the two and giving them their own style, which I thought is very it's very unique style. The fighting sequences, I enjoy them. That's all I'm going to say is I enjoy them. Without, because I'm trying not to spoil things, Nate. Sorry. But,
no, and that's completely fair. We try to keep it as spoiler free as possible, so we appreciate that. Speaking of plot, Jeremy, what are your thoughts on the overall story? What would you add to what's been said?
I think the story is really good. I quite liked it. I will confess, I think the game is shorter. Like it just is. That's just a matter of fact.
Yeah.
Like it's not really like a DLC. It's more like a standalone, kind of side story.
Okay.
So it is smaller in scope, but I feel like it's really good, and that the conflict that Miles experiences throughout the story it feels very relatable. Like he's torn between like, who he used to be and who he needs to be, and he expresses that very well throughout the story and the conflict between like the two rival factions within the game.
Okay.
So there's a lot of that too, and I think another good thing too is that like kind of adding to what Jay was just talking about with the swinging, like I feel like they do a really good job of helping you understand what it would be like to be Miles. He's what, like 16 in the story or something, 17 or something like that, and he now has powers. And in his swinging, you can see like he's kind of awkward. He's not as smooth as Peter Parker is. But he's having like the best time. Like there's a particular swing motion where he goes up, and if you hit X, he'll like fall backwards while he's looking at you. Like that's like Peter didn't really do things like that, but you can tell Miles is just like having a great time. So
he's having fun with it, man.
Yeah,
and he's having like dives. He's tweeting while he's diving.
Yeah. Like he's having a great time being Spider-Man, but also he's having to like, realize too that like he's no longer, he isn't just Miles Morales. He's no longer Miles Morales. He's Spider-Man, and he needs to become Spider-Man if he's going to, protect the ones he cares about.
I like it. Great synopsis, guys. The only thing I would add, something that you all kind of mentioned, that the definitely that the story is shorter. So you all mentioned kind of a lack of content, right? So there's not a ton of content to the game. Now, what exactly do you mean by that? Is it just that the story is shorter, or is it lacking more? What, Doodles, go ahead.
I feel like Spider-Man 1 just set the mark very far. There was a lot of content, and the DLCs felt like true additional chapters to the story, and they did it justice. Like that game, all in all, 10 out of 10 for me. Okay. And but Miles Morales, it's just, the story is great. I love the story in this game, and I don't want to say anything that is negative about this game. But what I will say is it's just, it doesn't have as much content, and it's not, I don't think it's going to. It feels very much like a filler, like we're working on the next game.
It's almost like an introduction. Like and I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know. I hopes that in the next game you'll be able to play as both of them.
Yeah,
maybe,
more an introduction.
Maybe even co-op,
sorry, not filler.
Like co-op between the two. Yeah, but that's very wishful thinking. But I mean, think it's a lot more focused of a story. Like I know I said short in like in a demeaning way, but like it's
no demeaning at all.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. No, I agree with Jeremy. Okay. I agree with Jeremy hands down. Yeah. Like I said, I have not beaten the game yet, so I can't really, I can't really say whether this or that. But based off of the feedback from Jeremy and from Scott, I totally I'm with it.
All right. All right. Well, I love it. I absolutely love it. If it tells you guys anything where I'm at, and this is going to be as spoiler free as I can make this. I'm still playing Spider-Man. I haven't gotten to Miles Morales yet, but I just played as Miles Morales for the first time today. Like, that's about where I left off, as I just played for the first time. Now, again, that's as spoiler-free as I can make it. If you know what scene I'm talking about, cool. That's where I'm at. That's about where I left off. So I think we all got some experience playing as Miles Morales, which was I'm so glad that happened today. I didn't expect it. It was not on the docket. It was all coincidental, but we all got to play as Miles Morales. We're just gonna go ahead and break down rest of it here. Obviously, it's a different fighting style. It's a different, there's a different flow to the game. We've kind of mentioned that. But I want to talk about your favorite things, all right? We'll talk about the flow as we go along here, but what are your favorite things so far? And again, keep it spoiler-free if you can, but these next couple questions shouldn't be too hard to fight here. So, suits. All right, which suit is your favorite, Scott? Which one is your favorite?
Miles Morales 2099, for sure.
Okay.
That's my second choice.
Let's do this. Let me do this. Hang tight with me. I didn't think about this. I should have done this earlier. I want to...
I love the hood, man. It's so cool.
All right. We'll do this one here. And images. And here we go. And hang tight, guys. I'm sorry. I know this is kind of random and weird, but I have a reason.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. That's cool stuff.
Give you guys reference to what we're looking at here. So you said it was the 2099. You said that's the one right here.
Hard as hell.
It's so sick, dude.
Dope. That looks really good. That looks really good. All right, Jay, what about you? Which one's your favorite so far?
I'm going with Into the Spider-Verse, the one for this game.
Yeah, dude.
Okay. All right.
Mostly because before when we just came onto the show, I just put in the code to get it, and I saw it, and I was like, "That looks sick."
It's so cool.
I dig it. That is,
and I kind of like the animation style that they stuck with this one.
The suitability? Did you use the suitability?
No, I did it literally right before we started streaming the show.
Yeah. It hasn't had a chance to really experience it.
Okay, no. I'm just saying the suitability. It's fun. It's like Into the Spider-Verse. I'm just saying it's kind of cool.
Okay.
I love it. Jeremy, what about you? Do you have a favorite?
2099 is a close second, but for me it's Uptown Pride.
Uptown Pride's great, dude.
Yeah, the
That's
gold
a good suit.
Right.
So awesome.
Yeah, and it's just like the whole like moment of getting it is just very cool. Like it's kind of like a shout out to like BLM, and yeah, it's just a color inverted like version, but it just looks so cool.
You know what that reminds?
Love it.
I can't say anything without spoiling it for Nate. Never mind.
I know what you're talking about, and yeah.
Okay, I can't.
I know what you're talking about, and yeah.
All right. Oh, I'm in love. I'm so looking forward to this game now. Like just seeing that's gorgeous. Oh, yeah. And I love the name that they used for it. Like, I mean, my mind when I hear Pride is obviously, I mean, LGBTQ, and you don't have LGBTQ without Black Lives Matter. So as far as I'm concerned, that is a fantastic skin across the board. That's wonderful. So, all right, y'all. Sorry, we got that turned a pretty. I don't want to say heavy because I mean that's not heavy, but nonetheless, we're gonna go ahead and keep talking about the our favorites here for a second and the abilities. So you talked about Venom abilities is the name of them. Let's start with Let's start with Jeremy. What would be your favorite Venom ability?
It's been a while since I played it, but I think just like the very first one you get, like the punch is just it's so useful. Okay. Like I think when the game teaches you to use it, it's like, oh, use it to break armor. It's like, no, but you can also use it to push enemies off buildings. And there are so many encounters that take place on buildings. Yeah. Well, I mean, if you've never, this is probably my single favorite detail about the Spider-Man games, but like anyone that gets pushed off a building, they always have a web attached to them every single time. Like,
really?
Yeah, so the next time you push someone off a
Aw.
building, like look on the side of the building that they fell off of, and you'll see that they're attached to it.
You can watch them get launched into it too. It's awesome.
I never saw that. That's a little disappointing because yeeting people off the edge is one of my favorite things to do.
Oh yeah,
it's a small detail, but it's important because
That's
Peter doesn't.
Spider-Man's not a killer.
Exactly,
he's Peter Parker, not Leonidas.
Yeah,
okay, I dig it. That's a good detail. Very good detail. I'd never even thought about that. Jay, what about you? What's your favorite Venom ability so far?
As he's getting attacked by flies.
He's getting attacked by flies. Oh no!
I got it.
Wait, don't die.
Actually, I got it.
Woo, you got the skills. He got it.
Yeah.
Nice.
I think mine would be the dash. I believe it's the second one that you get.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dash is great.
Yeah, the charge dash. The Venom dash, I guess it is. I think that one's cool. And like Nate said, it's cool to, dash these dudes and yeet them completely off the buildings. Because I literally do it every time and it drives my wife nuts. I'll be sitting there, I'm like, yeet, and I just get them. It's kind of cool. But yeah, I think, like I said, I'm only 31% into the game. So that's kind of where I'm at as far as skills and abilities. I haven't upgraded anything. I've just been using whatever comes my way.
Gotcha.
Fair.
So-
No, that's kind of what you have to do for the first little bit. I'm about the same percentage or so through the first one, and it's the same concept. You gotta keep kind of pushing a little bit more before you can unlock everything. So
Yeah.
Right.
yeah, that's fair. That's completely fair. Well, honestly, okay, so y'all, I created all these questions, and I'm like, hey, just to make sure that go ahead. Yes,
What
Jay.
about Scott?
Oh
my goodness.
Jay, it means a lot.
You are a lifesaver, Scott. Yes, I'm so sorry, Scott.
I like
what is
how
your
you can use
ability?
the abilities with your traveling. Like the dash is a great one for that. But to add on to that, I also like the jump. The Venom jump is probably one of my most used ones because I'll be swinging and I'll be about to hit a building. Venom jump. I'm over that building, bro. Building doesn't exist anymore. And it's
Okay.
awesome. And you can follow it up with that dash. You gain some air. You go fast. It's cool. Miles Morales is probably one of my favorite versions of Spider-Man. I gotta say, he's great.
It really is. Oh no. All right, y'all. Okay. You okay?
Now look at the little.
I don't mean to
baby.
pause everything. I'm so sorry. She's hacking or something. I just want to make sure she's okay. I'm so sorry, guys. Sorry, dogs come first.
got
Much
to
time
take
with video
care
games.
of your puppy,
Fantastic. My dogs are my
family.
babies. So, all right, y'all. So I like I was saying, and again, I apologize there, Doodles, for not following up with you. But
You're good.
as I was kind of working toward, I created all of these questions, and I'm like, you know what makes this game so just make sure that the conversation stays flowing. I'm like, okay, what sets this apart from the first Spider-Man? What's your favorite part of the game? Is there anything you dislike? And it's just that I create these to keep the conversation flowing. And bro, y'all just nailed every single one of them. I don't have any follow-up questions. As far as I'm concerned, I want to go play this stupid game. Let's go.
I do have something I want to say though, and
Yeah, absolutely.
It involves the storyline with Miles's father. I'm glad they brought him up momentarily, because it shows the definition of what he can become and what he was. As you progress throughout the game, you'll see why he feels the way he feels in certain situations when it involves his mom. Oh, and probably one of the best parts of this game, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. It's Genki. Genki is awesome.
So cool.
He is literally what's his face? Tom Holland's
Alfred.
What's Benedict's name in I forgot what his name is from the Spider-Man movies. The Asian guy. I forgot what his name is. But yeah, Peter Parker's best friend, Ned. Yeah, he's like Ned.
Yeah, Ned.
Yeah. Okay.
Genki is like Miles Morales is Ned. Yeah. So he really does step up to the plate and kind of help out with that, and I likes it a lot.
I like it. I like that
how,
a lot.
yeah, I like how they ground Miles in at the community level in this game a lot too, where he has real strong interpersonal relationships with his community, and I think that's a great role model that we should see more of for sure. It's just like what you can do.
All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and cut us off there. We've kind of reached our time frame, and I want to make sure we can get everything that we want in here. So, final thoughts. What are your final thoughts? I want. Would you recommend this game? And what is your final rating of the game so far? Let's start with Jeremy. What final thoughts and ratings?
It's great, and if you have a PS5 or a PS4, like this is an essential game. Like both Spider-Man games, God of War, Horizon Zero Dawn, like those are like essential games if you own either one of those consoles.
Yeah.
So strongly recommend.
There you go. Do you have a rating for us? What would you rate it out of 10?
Like 9.5.
9.5.
Only because of the length. Like I just want more. Like it's so good, I want more, and so I take the score down a little bit.
All right. Hey, that's kind of harsh to critique them off like how good they're like. I mean, I don't know. That feels bad.
You did such a good job that I'm disappointed there's not more.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
did
fair.
too good a job.
All right. Jay, of course, here hanging out with Luther,
our young ambassador, button mash.
Young ambassador. What are your final thoughts and ratings on the game?
I don't have any final thoughts. I can't give a final thought for a game I have not completed.
Great point.
But I will say this from what I have played. We recommend it, don't we, Fat Man? Yeah, we recommend it.
Fantastic. I love it. It. Doodles, what about you? What are your final thoughts on Spider-Man Miles Morales?
You know, I was going to say pretty much the exact same thing Jeremy did. My only grief with the game is that there isn't more of it. And I drop it probably 9.5 because of that, I guess. I don't know. I was gonna say like 8, but like I feel like I'm like being really harsh now. So I'm gonna go 9.5 with Jeremy.
All right. Well, I absolutely love it, guys, and I want to thank you for all coming on and being a part of this and joining the conversation. Everybody else that joined in and watched, thank you guys all so much for joining us here. So I'm gonna throw a couple things up on the screen for us. First things first, guys, if you want to go follow Doodles at Doodly-Doo. We also got here Jay Moore. Thank you so much for coming on and being an fantastic guest today. Just wonderful joining you in. I'm so glad we were able to get you back. And Mr. Jeremy as well. If you go check out his stuff, he's still releasing. It's been I love your channel. I really do. Your reviews are very real, very what to expect when you go into these games. I think you have a very real take. So go check him out as well. You can find me at NatesLegend. I'm kind of streaming. Oh, we didn't do a free play. We didn't stream this week, and I apologize. That's more of a kind of me thing. It's been a hard couple weeks at work, and so I just didn't feel like streaming, so I didn't set it up. That said, as well as we follow through, I know this is a lot of information to throw at you guys here at the end, but we also do not have an episode next week. I'm gonna take a little hiatus, a little break, get our mental health and checks, whatever else. A big shout out to Patrick. All things Gaggle of Geeks. Absolutely fantastic. Want to throw that out there so you can follow Patrick. That was actually the wrong one that I meant to throw up there, but it's okay. Also check out our merch. Goodness gracious, I am tired, y'all. Thank you again so much. Let me get our outro going here. Guys, please take care of your mental health, and as always, keep gaming.